Okay, welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire. So welcome back, Twitch and YouTube. Leaving off last time. We should be roughly at the end of the turn, which looks like it is the case. Left off last time in the middle of sort of cleaning up the northern area around our base. Because we've got a subject on the left and the right here, so we can clear out everything north, then all the troops can come down to the south. We should be able to pretty easily, with the number of troops we have, form a pretty solid picket line. Start expanding south after we deal with that. Quick check to see we don't have any cards that we want to use. Actually, I do have the money to play this card now, so we will probably play this card now. So we're trying to get rid of our secretary, who is really pissed off with us. If anything, it looks like the secretary is actually starting to improve. He's up to 19, but why can't... Oh, I don't have the political power. So I can't play this right now. I have the money now, I don't have the political power. I doubt we have enough... Well, I have enough political power, but do I have enough roll probability? 12% chance of success. I'm not gonna take a 12% chance of success, we'll save on the political power. Okay, so let's roll the turn. Because we were basically at the end of the turn already, so let's roll it. So, remember where we were in the game. So the game is going pretty well at this point. We're now starting to get together what we need to deal with the local alien wildlife, so we're actually starting to clear and expand our starting territory. We're having metal shortages, and we're having industrial capacity shortages. Solving one should allow us to solve the other, right? So, factory expansions cost a lot of metal, so we need the metal to build the factory expansions. At the same time, our only source of metal right now, reliable source of metal, is sort of extracting scavenge from the ruined cities. So over the next couple turns, that might be what I'm expanding, is I'm going to expand the ruined sources, or the scavenging sources, while we're waiting for metal soil filtration, so that we have purely renewable source of metal by sort of undermining our city here. As before, if memory serves, the unaligned forces near us are near the end of the turn order, so we really don't see anything going on right up until the end of the turn, where they'll start to do stuff. It looks like it went pretty well. The only place where we got attacked was the militia in the south. As in, marauders in the south attacked our units, not militia. They're basically militia quality units. Medal of Merit and Recruit Mark, so not... In theory, not any great cards. Not particularly great cards. That's fine. To be fair, as we get more and more councils open, we can probably start to shift away from generic council to more political power from the main tab. So these guys are all going to commit in here. These should roughly get rid of this guy. Birdbeak. Tingler 4. Okay, so most likely if this fails, it's going to move because we have a morale failure and not a firepower failure.
Move it now! All clear, sir.
Okay, so that went well. Cleared one of the pockets in the north. Still have the territorial treader up here to deal with, and looks like some rifle militia up here as well. And so it's going to be a little bit more encircling, and we'll be done up there. Are we actively building something? Is there a reason our industrial capacity is not going up so fast? Yes, we are actively building something. That's what's happening. So we're building that recycling plant. That the one on the uncommon scrap. So we do want that. And then as we get more industrial, we'll probably expand the ones down here on the better scrap piles. Probably expand this one level, and this one like 2 levels. So you get more scrap coming in quicker. And then as we get more industrial power, we can do here and eventually up here. Zones. Okay, so we haven't rolled another archaeology expedition yet. Let's try to retire that guy. There he is.
Affirmative.
Is May, difficulty 29. There we go. Gracefully went in retirement. So now we only have people that don't hate us completely. So our lowest relations guy is the director of military council and the governor. And we'd like those guys to improve relations, especially the governor. The governor is good. We'd like him to be happier. His natural point is 51. I could give him a salary raise. Alright, so his regime, his leader profile, because he's enforcement, is not really matching with our commerce. And that's why he's not sitting super happy. We can probably adjust that a little bit by changing his pay. I suppose at some point I should come into zone orders. Anyway, so in here, let's give this place a basic public budget. And allow emergency food. So if there's any situations where there's actually a food issue in the capital, we should dip into our stockpiles and give it to the capital.
Copy that.
And then you personally, how can I affect your salary? Usually don't do it, so I don't actually remember where to do it. It's not a stratagem card last I checked. We could give him the Medal of Merit. Oh, he already has the Medal of Merit. Can't give him it again. Only give it once. Okay.
Standing by for orders.
And this is the retired military general, so that's it for now. Okay. This is going reasonably well everywhere else. At some point we're going to need to come and improve these roads, I think. We know this because these guys attacked us, that this is a rifle unit. Marauder rifle unit. Probably not worth attacking. Probably let it just attack us. And that's our zone cards. I think with a low political card, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna cycle the turn again. We are moving. We are making progress. The biggest thing that I'm sort of struggling with right now is the metal shortage and the industrial power shortage. Because at some point I'm going to want to upgrade all my roads going southward so we can actually expand southward. And when I do integrate my subjects to the left and the right, I'm probably going to want to build rails out to their cities. And railroads are a lot of metal. So, in addition to a lot of industrial capacity. So that's industrial capacity, that's metal. That's one of the reasons I'm not rallying more troops right now, is troops are more materials. Right, I'm thinking we need to focus more on getting industry going. And I'll try to break out. That actually hurt a lot. Do I want to screw with these? I think right now, no. Obviously need to do some replenishment of troops. 3 of you. And everything else is good. Okay. It's going to take a little bit of maneuver to get everyone into position to get rid of this guy, because we are having to march into the swamp. And we should be in position to get rid of this guy. Yeah, he did a number on us, and apparently doing a little bit of number in its death throes, but it's still going to go down. Probably road up north, so we want to build a little bit of road here. Like that. Should supply the troops for that encirclement. You're not going to be done yet. You'll be done next turn. Expanding these is going to cost 2 more machines. Otherwise, I think we've got everything we need for that. So let's go ahead and grab workshop up 2 more machines and get that queued.
Roger that. Copy that.
Do we have any more stratagem cards? So we got a diplomat, so we can move on. Potentially upgrading these guys to. So we go send this to the foreign affairs guy.
Affirmative.
Take a roll. May not be a successful roll. Take a roll at trying to make subject out of these guys. So it'd be a 90% chance success there. And over 52% chance success there.
Affirmative.
So that's a failure. One advantage of that being a 52% chance of success is we basically had no chance of critical success. So it was a failure, but that means we couldn't piss them off doing that. So that's the north. We're gonna follow the shimmy down here to keep these guys from taking any more stuff. Okay, so I think there's someone there. Do I want to find out what's there? I don't. So we'll let it stay there. Roads are fine, that's fine, we're building that. I don't think we drew an archaeology card. We did draw an archaeology card. Let's roll it then.
Aye, aye, sir.
We did not succeed. Not cycle political power, so we should cycle the turn. Obviously, one thing to do at some point is also going to be to expand the bureaucracy, so I get some more political power. But that's also metal and industry. Rapid expansion at this point is... Well, rapid expansion is going to be limited by our industrial capacity, because roads are... When you're trying to expand fast, roads can be quite expensive. And building up all the things we need to expand the bureaucracy and expand the industry is industrial capacity and metal. Ye old chicken the egg problem. I suppose if I can solve the political power situation, I can attempt to do a bunch of merc recruiting from the native alien, sentient alien populations. Okay, we got enough troops piled up here. Let's get rid of this last guy.
Move it now. All clear, sir.
There we go. Okay, so there's the north secure. So now we just need to get everyone out of the north. Design Counselor, coming up with new designs. Do I want to do anything with you right now? No, I think no. Could upgrade the machine gun. Because we do have better machine gun stuff to deploy. Could upgrade the infantry because we have better infantry stuff, but at the same time, we'll be getting some more field testing on that. Actually, I think the place to upgrade is going to be those RPGs. We can upgrade the bazooka, so build upon the bazooka. We were using bazooka, we now have RPGs. That should double their firepower. And we have padded armor, or padded viruses, so next gen anti-tank infantry will be even better than last gen. So you're being built. You didn't finish. Why didn't you finish? Probably logistics problems, I'm guessing. Yeah, looks like logistic problems. Which is a problem that I can solve by spending more metal and more industry. It's a problem we should start solving as well, so we'll start solving that. Strat cards probably not enough to do what I want. Well, I don't have enough political power, so unless... Yeah, we're not doing anything. Okay. Okay, that, we're gonna roll the turn. With the results of that turn, we have made a bunch of progress, so we can now focus all our troops on one front. And then basically acquiring our neighbors is going to be purely diplomacy. Something that if we have political power, we can just start taking swings at. Unification generally doesn't piss your subjects off. And what, the difficulty is 3D100. So we are good enough that we may pass at any roll, but the odds are something like 33% or something like that. I'd have to do a bunch of math to figure out what the actual odds are. Because I don't know what the normal distribution of 3D100 is off the top of my head. It's going to be like 151 and... Yeah, 151 and a half. It's like the normal distribution center. Which is a bit high for us to just natural roll. We have 3 decisions. We found some treasure. What was that treasure? Let's go back to the viz and see what the treasure was. Money. We found barely any money. You needed to report that. You could have just slipped that in the treasury. I would have never noticed. We're gonna have the political power for that. That's how we want that balance. Meritocracy, please. And it's still being built, because of our terrible logistics. Okay, as we pull troops out of here, that's going to improve logistics anyway, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself about that. Okay, so all the machines have been delivered to the locations. We're just waiting on... Not everything's being ideally deployed due to logistic point shortages. Okay. Any possible luck on getting another archaeology? So we got another diplomat, that's good to see. No archaeology report yet. Could try another diplomat. Another diplomat.
Affirmative.
Subject, client state again.
Affirmative.
This time we see it's another client state. I think that means they start paying us, basically, taxes. For some reason, one of the printers in the local area is doing a weird thing. Doesn't affect the game. Okay, We don't have the political power to deploy private investment, which will be the other thing I'd do. So I think we're just going to roll the turn. Roll the turn, and hopefully we've improved the logistical situation that those two scavenging situations are set up. If they are, we'll start contemplating doing even more expansion of the scavenging. To be fair, for at least the next couple of interns, these interns are going to be a bit boring, as we basically can't see anything that should be frightening. Because we've dealt with, well, we've conquered the north. The south is where all the non-line force guys are going to be, but they're going to be, at this point, I think, pretty threadbare. So we have done a decent amount of encircling and destroying of guys down there. 3 decisions. No, I don't want autocracy. I will take mine. You're going to be guided RPG.
Order acknowledged.
In that case, we are probably, yeah, it's probably time, even though we haven't fully field tested it, I think it is time to do an upgrade on the foot infantry. So we were previously using gas-powered carbines, we can now move to Gauss rifles. The ammo requirements are going to increase by a factor of 5, but our firepower is going to almost double. And then the same thing with our virus suit, we're going to double the armor, and the cost of it being about 50% more expensive in IP and double the cost in metal. And assets. So the truck station is done, and both recycling facilities finished. Should start getting some of that recycling in soon. So instead of doing more recycling upgrades right away, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm getting mildly annoyed about the shortage of bureaucracy that we're rolling around with. So the solution to that is going to be to expand our bureaucracy.
Copy that.
Provide more political power. Shadow Diplomats, let's go ahead and deploy it. We'll get ourselves another client state. So we can check unification. So unification at this point, obviously for client state, it actually drops the difficulty from 3D100 to 2D10 and 2D100. So that's actually a bit more in the reasonable realm of possible incompletion, right? So D100 versus D100, and then a D140 versus 51. Right now we want to do client state. So you can't do it because we already have a client state on there, but we can try it on this guy. We do have some possibility of success here.
Affirmative.
And we failed. But we failed within 50, so we don't lower their median. Does that make unification harder? It didn't, so we don't need the shadow diplomats to do unification. So when we're interested in unifying with these guys, we can just start throwing unifications at them. And another archaeology effort. So we can roll to see if we've found all the scrap. Okay, we are sure that none of our remaining ruins to the north have any archaeology in them. Which means we can scavenge them with no drawbacks. So when we have time, we can try to scavenge these two places. That looks like that's going to be the turn. So let's roll over the turn. Going into round 66. Unless I miscounted. Might have miscounted. Or misread. Dealing with the boring end turns right now. Too much of the world we do not know about. We do know from the news reports there are 2 arachnid hives out there. So whether those are problems for us or problems for the other majors, we don't know yet. But those are going to be places where there's going to be lots of moderate strength enemies. There's then online forces, which we might get a few of them poking around. Okay, we know we don't need that archaeological report because we don't have any new archaeological sites for them to, or new ruin sites for them to search. We do have replenish troops. We're short 1 foot 2, and we're short 1 RPG. And decisions. Pro-democracy, which is fine. Well, no. Hidden village discovered. So we got pro-democracy or pro-autocracy. We don't want autocracy, and arguably, I'd rather have 200 colonists to turn than 700 people right up. So even if I was running an autocracy event, I'd still be really tempted to do democracy here. So let them be.
Copy that.
We'll take that 200 colonists. We're not going to ask how 700 people are making 200 people a turn. Yeah, round 66. So it should be turn 66. Construction. Bureaucracy officer, it's having no problems with its construction, that we are burning through more metal than we're making, so it's going to have a problem the next turn. Unless I buy some metal, and I'm not going to buy metal to fix that. So. Strat cards. Don't have any diplomats. We're not going to run the archaeology exploration because we know there isn't anything. This is probably the turn we run the private investment, get the economy going, and the civilian sector potentially building something. Can I play this on miners? I could play this on miners. Okay, if we get more political power, we can start playing Plea of Friendship on these guys to improve their opinion and novice. Which should make it easier to roll their integration rolls. So, why are you so busy? Oh, we have a crisis at you isn't going on, and you're taking malices from that, okay. I'll go away in time. Rolling turn on a 67. We do have one guy that we're about to encircle in the south. He doesn't run away. If anything, I should probably be expanding into the desert and not into the jungle. Because we're going to have maneuverability issues. Well, we're going to have construction cost issues expanding into the jungle, but the foresty jungle to the southeast. Whereas as long as I stay out of the desert portions of the sand, we should not have the same problems going southwest. Looks like we're having a potentially quick turnover. Yeah, it looks like a quick turnover. Well, there is actual guys on that tile. Killed 100, we lost 100. But 3 is out, so the replacement... Oh, we lost 100 100 militia. That still not something I necessarily want, but not something that I'm gonna cry too much about. Okay, so he's attempting to escape. He won't be allowed to escape.
Move it now! Negative breach.
Do we want to develop anything? I think the answer is, for the moment, actually no. Go ahead and try to discover more things. First Syndic, requesting a donation. Really, this is a choice of, do I want to make the Syndic happy, or do I want to lower democracy and government? I don't mind raising democracy and government, and that's going to call the general opinion up, so we'll take that. Okay, and the bureau office actually finished. That's good. Next is probably going to be expanding the scrapyard again. Scrapyard up here. How many actual machines do we need? 2.
Roger that. Copy that.
How's our tech coming along? Working in water soil recomposition. So water soil recomposition plus guided RPG will give us the 4 to start looking for metal soil filtration. So once those are done, we'll actually probably turn up discovery on eco if it isn't turned up already. That's our troops. That's our construction sorted. We only got 20 political power, so I'm probably not going to have any good probability to roll anything interesting. Cards. Yeah, it's going to take more. And we have could hire more leaders, but that's going to cost more political power than we have. So, well, yes, we can do a plea of friendship. Opinion goes up by 10. See if we get some more of that. Because that'll increase the likelihood that we can actually client-side or unify with the guys to our east. And we cycle the turn. We're making progress. It's maybe not as fast as the AI's progress. It's been a while since we checked in on them. And if I remember, I'll go ahead and check in on them during the next turn. We'll see how close to losing we are. To be fair, there's 6 majors, if memory serves, on this planet, so we're unlikely to lose. Simply because having 6 on the planet means divide the planet up 6 ways, and it's going to be real hard for any faction to get more than 25% until we get faction-on-faction violence. That's not to say that the AI isn't capable of winning in faction-on-faction violence. The AI can very easily defeat itself. So we still need to be paying attention, because an AI could still run away with it, but it's not gonna... We're probably going to notice if it's happening, if we're actually paying attention to the scores, because we'll see one of them sort of peak and start coming back down again as they fight each other. Private assets haven't expanded as fast as I had promised. Oh dear. So we get another Shadow Diplomat. Does mean I have enough that I can try to client state the Esther East. Nope, that's what we have tribunals for. Yeah, we'll try to raise our militia alignment. If we can get this high enough, we might kind of be able to resuscitate the militancy in the capital. It's probably not going to happen, but... I'll accept this. I'm not going to really try for it, but I'll accept it.
Affirmative.
Model Design Council. Oh, because we've discovered the light aircraft. Light aircraft is usually the thing I put guns on. The first thing I put guns on. So we're going to do fighter. This is light aircraft, so we'll give it a light propeller engine. We'll still go tiny things. We'll up the fuel tank a little bit and give it the biggest pair of machine guns we can. Aircraft is not designed valuable because it will not reach the speeds needed for takeoff. Okay, then we'll have to go back and modify it. We'll keep the light engine. We'll try and upgrade the wings and see if that works. Getting closer. Let's actually go back and upgrade the engines. We'll lose some range on it that way, but... Okay, that'll work. It's not very good, as you can see, the propeller engines aren't necessarily very fuel efficient for deploying firearms, but we got something that in theory can do strafing runs at 3 hexes. We're probably not going to use it for that until we get something like jets to get the range up. Cycling is expanding. Did half the expansion in 1 turn, which is a good sign. Let's clear this pocket. Now we've got encircled.
Move it now. All clear, sir.
Clearing it goes well. So we'll actually have the recon vehicles drive up to go provide fire support on the other one, and the infantry will do the advancing. Interesting that that X is being stubborn. Probably means there's something in it or near it. That we're not seeing, so that probably means there's a hostile there with a good camouflage score. I do have industrial capacity to spare, so we're going to go ahead and build a dirt road coming out like this. Provide more logistical capacity here for troops. Over here, expanding into the dry area. Maybe if we get lucky, some of the dry area will have some metals or something. There's a nice volcano down there. There's a ruin there. Maybe go explore the ruin, see if there's something useful in it. Political power is low, but not 0. So we can do something like the Shadow Diplomat again. The Foreign Affairs Council. to a client state proposal.
Affirmative.
And a failure. That was a failure situation where we had a low likelihood of critical failure, and we didn't critical fail. Yeah, let's cycle the turn, and then I'll bring an expansion on the next scrapyard, try and get some more metal flowing. We can see, even with expansions on scrapyards now, we're now running positive metal, which is a good sign. And then research, we're waiting for whale sorter recomposition over here. So we can start searching for metal soil filtration. When we're searching for the metal soil filtration, we'll do heavy industry over here, and side skirts probably, after guided RPG is done. With the 4 in here, we're going to start trying to also work south in the tech tree here to find high-tech industry. High-tech industry plus heavy industry basically allows you to build all the major extraction buildings, right? So metal soil filtration cost machines to build and high-tech parts to build. The rail yards are going to build at some point and require machines to build. And if we want the high-speed rail, that's high-tech as well. Geotectonics. Oh, reduces the IP. Yeah, we'll probably want that at some point. And lots of military techs in here. To be fair, laser guns aren't bad, though they're maybe a little expensive early on. Let's take a quick look at the victory report before we cycle the turn. So we are Ergstone, and we're actually now in last place. So the AIs have taken off, they're ahead of us. All the AIs are ahead of us, but none of them are anywhere near winning, right? So the leader right now is up at 12.2 victory points. Our score right now is a bit deceptively low because they're probably going to war with their neighbors, whereas we've negotiated peace with our neighbors. So we can probably actually triple our score by unifying with our neighbors. It's probably artificially suppressing our population here. And probably our territory. We'll probably triple the territory as well. So yeah, our score would probably just triple if we integrate our neighbors. But right now, they're nice, safe borders that I don't need to worry about as we get our army moving. We're going to circle and destroy these guys. We're going to probably have second infantry form a picket on the forest side, as we have 1st Division and the militia go sort of west. This here, I believe, is native aliens we can hire as mercs. Down here is more native aliens we can hire as mercs. We can sort of establish a front with them. If everything's going well in the diplomacy, they're not hostile, right? So they're another safe borders we can border up to. And if we do sort of this encirclement, encircle these guys, then when we integrate them, that militia will just be free additional troops to go back up all our positions. And what's the logistics looking like? Okay, we got a bit of spare. We don't have enough to get up to Soplar Ruins. So when I go to expand northward, I need to remember I don't have logistics up to Soplar Ruins. If we get enough, I can probably do these 2 ruins from extraction standpoints. And obviously, I suppose, what's probably the case up here is not that we don't have the logistics to get up to this ruins, it's that I haven't sealed the roads. So if I go and pave the roads, that'll probably get fixed. And I think that's what we're going to do for the turn. So I think it's going to be roll the turn credits. And looking at the time, this is probably a good place to go ahead and put in the cut. We'll play the end turn out, see if any surprising things happen during the end term. Then I'll go ahead and put the cut in for YouTube. So if you've been enjoying this on YouTube, feel free to check in tomorrow. There will be another part. Definitely up by tomorrow, as I'm planning on trying to record at least 2, if not 3 parts tonight. I am starting late, so it's going to be a shorter recording session than normal. whole internal struggle on my end of I don't actually control my own schedule these days, so I don't necessarily control when I start, but I control when I stop. So I'm going to stream until I'm feeling tired. Because if I start feeling tired and start making stupid mistakes because of tiredness, then that's not very good for the video, I think. So I'm gonna probably at least recording one more part. So I hope you've all been enjoying it. Check in tomorrow if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. You can see interesting stuff. So that tile where I said there's probably someone there, there's definitely someone there. We'll figure out what that someone is on the next turn, the next part. So we're going to end this on the beginning of round 69, so if you're watching on YouTube, join in on the next part on tomorrow.